Let me get this straight. Roman Reigns, the man who's been running from competition for years, hiding behind the bloodline, the same guy who needed his entire family tree just to keep a championship, now suddenly has the audacity to declare for the Royal Rumble like he's some kind of underdog hero? Are you kidding me right now? And what's worse, the WWE Universe is actually cheering for this. You're going to sit there and tell me that the tribal chief, who couldn't defend his title without interference for over 1,300 days, deserves a free pass to WrestleMania? The same Roman Reigns who's lost more credibility than his gained championships is now positioning himself as the favorite to win the Rumble, and somehow we're all supposed to forget the manipulation, the politics, and the absolute burial of talent that got him to this point? But here's where it gets really interesting. Because Roman's declaration didn't just ruffle feathers, it ignited an all-out war. And while the tribal chief might think he's still the head of the table, there are superstars lining up right now who are ready to flip that table over and serve him a reality check he'll never forget. When Roman Reigns stepped into that ring and declared his entry into the Royal Rumble, you could feel the shockwaves throughout the entire locker room. This wasn't just another entrance announcement. This was a calculated power play from someone who knows exactly how to work the system. Because let's be real here, when was the last time Roman actually earned anything without some kind of advantage? The OTC claims he's entering the Rumble to prove he's still the best. To prove that without the bloodline, without the Wiseman, without Solo Psycho and his knockoff version of the family, he can still stand alone. But here's my question for you in the comments: do you actually believe Roman can win the Rumble without help, or is this just another setup for more interference and manipulation? Drop your honest thoughts below because I need to know if I'm the only one seeing through this facade. Roman's declaration came with all the arrogance we've come to expect, the smirk, the confidence, that acknowledge me rhetoric that's been beaten into our heads for years. He stood there acting like his name alone guarantees him a WrestleMania main event spot. But what Roman clearly forgot is that the Royal Rumble isn't about politics, it's not about family ties, it's about 29 other superstars who want that WrestleMania moment just as badly, if not more than he does. And that's exactly when things got spicy, because Roman's declaration was like ringing the dinner bell for every hungry superstar who's been waiting in the shadows for their moment to strike. Cody Rhodes, who's probably watching all of this backstage with that knowing smile, suddenly has the opportunity to do something epic. Imagine this: Cody eliminates Roman from the Rumble, denying him that WrestleMania main event, and completes his story by winning the whole thing himself. The poetic justice would be absolutely chef's kiss. But the question is Cody even entering the Rumble, or is he taking a different path to WrestleMania? Then you've got Centimeter Punk, and oh boy, if you thought the locker room drama was intense before, just wait. Punk has been vocal about his intentions, and you better believe that if he's in that Rumble match with Roman Reigns, we're getting pure, unfiltered chaos. These two in the same ring? That's not just a wrestling match, that's a legitimate fight waiting to happen. Punk doesn't play politics, he doesn't care about the bloodline's legacy, and he certainly isn't going to bow down to anyone's tribal chief. Quick question for the comment section: who wins in a final two scenario, Centimeter Punk or Roman Reigns? And be honest, don't just pick your favorite. Who actually wins? But here's where most people are sleeping on the real threats. Seth Rollins, the man who's been Roman's rival, brother, and enemy for over a decade, is lurking. Seth knows Roman better than anyone. He knows every weakness, every tell, every psychological button to push. If Seth enters that Rumble, he's not just trying to win, he's trying to destroy Roman's dream, and that makes him the most dangerous man in the match. Drew McIntyre is another name that should have Roman sweating. The Scottish Warrior has been on an absolute tear, and he's made it crystal clear that he's done playing nice. Drew's been screwed out of WrestleMania moments before, and if he sees Roman Reigns standing between him and his destiny, he's going to put Roman through that ring mat without a second thought. Now, while everyone's focused on the big names, there are superstars positioning themselves in the shadows who could absolutely shock the world. And this is where the Royal Rumble becomes the most unpredictable spectacle in all of professional wrestling. LA Knight, the megastar who's been on fire with the crowd, has all the momentum in the world right now. The fans are rabid for this man, and if there's anyone who could play spoiler to Roman's plans while riding a wave of organic support, it's Knight. Can you imagine the pop if LA Knight eliminates Roman Reigns? The roof would blow off whatever arena they are in. Gunther, the ring general himself, represents something Roman hasn't really dealt with before: pure, methodical dominance. Gunther doesn't care about your family legacy, your tribal chief status, or your WrestleMania main events. He cares about domination, and if these two behemoths clash in the Rumble, we're witnessing a preview of what could be the most hard-hitting WrestleMania match in history. Here's a fun one for you to debate in the comments. Which NXT superstar do you think could make a surprise Rumble appearance and actually eliminate a main roster star? Give me names, and let's see who's really paying attention to the development brand. And we can't forget about the wild card entries. The Royal Rumble has a history of bringing back legends, shocking returns, and debut appearances that change everything. What if someone like The Rock decides to enter? What if John Cena, in his farewell tour, wants one more WrestleMania main event? What if an NXT champion decides to make a statement? The possibilities are endless, and every single one of them complicates Roman's path to victory. But let's address the elephant in the room that nobody wants to talk about. Even though Roman claims he's doing this alone, do we really believe the bloodline isn't going to factor into this somehow? Solo Psycho and his version of the bloodline are running around SmackDown like they own the place. Original bloodline members are scattered across the roster. The Usos are somewhere in this equation. Tamar Tonga, Tonga Loa, Jacob Fatu, these men are loyal to the bloodline name. So here's the real question: is Roman's Royal Rumble declaration actually a solo mission, or is this an elaborate setup for the bloodline to dominate the match from multiple entry points? Think about it. What if Solo Psycho enters at number 1? What if Jacob Fatu is in there? What if this entire thing is a coordinated effort to ensure a bloodline member wins the Royal Rumble and goes to WrestleMania? That's the kind of strategic thinking that's made Roman Reigns the longest reigning Universal Champion in history. He's not just a wrestler, he's a chess player, and every move is calculated 3 steps ahead. So when he declares for the Rumble, we need to ask ourselves, what's the real play here? Here's what makes this year's Royal Rumble absolutely critical. We're not just talking about a WrestleMania main event spot. We're talking about legacy. We're talking about who defines the next era of WWE. We're talking about whether Roman Reigns can truly stand on his own or if his entire career has been built on smoke and mirrors. For the superstar staking their claim, this is their shot to prove they belong at the top of the mountain. For Roman, this is his chance to silence critics who say he can't win without help. For the WWE Universe, this is the moment we've been waiting for: pure, unfiltered competition where 30 superstars enter and only one achieves immortality. The drama, the intensity, the sheer unpredictability of it all is why the Royal Rumble remains the most exciting event in wrestling. Careers are made in this match. Legends are born. And egos are absolutely shattered when you're thrown over that top rope and your WrestleMania dreams die in an instant. Roman Reigns declaring for the Royal Rumble has set off a chain reaction that's going to culminate in one of the most explosive matches we've seen in years. Whether you love him or hate him, you can't deny that Roman's presence in this match raises the stakes for everyone involved. Every superstar who enters that Rumble now has a target, and that target is painted bright red on the Tribal Chief's back. So here's my final question for all of you watching: who do you think is winning the Royal Rumble this year? Are you going with the obvious choice in Roman Reigns? Are you betting on a returning legend? Are you picking the dark horse superstar nobody sees coming? Drop your predictions in the comments right now, and let's see who actually knows their wrestling. And here's the thing: if you disagree with anything I said in this video, if you think I'm wrong about Roman, if you believe he's actually going to win this thing clean without any help, then you need to tell me why in the comments. Defend your tribal chief. Explain to me how I'm missing the point. Because the best discussions happen when we challenge each other's perspectives. Make sure you're smashing that like button if you're as hyped for the Royal Rumble as I am. And if you think this is going to be the most unpredictable Rumble in history, share this video with every wrestling fan you know. We need to get everyone talking about this because the build to WrestleMania starts here, and it's going to be insane. Drop those comments, make those predictions, and let's see who really knows what's about to go down when 30 superstars step into that ring with dreams of WrestleMania glory. This is Wrestling Zone 1, and we'll see you in the next one.